important. You talk a little bit about walking up a hill or, I guess, getting from your car to your house. And that's probably something people consider when they're buying real estate. I mean, the parking situation.
It is something everybody considers. I'm surprised right now, though, we have a ton of people who don't have cars that are buying in downtown Seattle.
Yeah, people who come from other cities. Because if you're from Seattle, you would never, you want me to not have a car?
I know.
I'm sorry.
Which is funny because we are one of the greenest cities.
Yeah.
But nobody here will live without a car.
Well, because it rains all the time. That means you take the bus and then you end up walking somewhere.
It means you have to use an
umbrella. Why we don't use umbrellas.
But if you didn't have a car, you'd have to get an umbrella and then you'd look like a tourist.
That's right.
I was going to say the car is a giant portable umbrella.
There you go. And if you open the sunroof, it's like a umbrella with a hole in it.
We are so off track.
Where is this going? So, okay. It is very obvious to most people that people in Seattle who use umbrellas are tourists. And maybe it's also a misconception, though, because at least we now know of 2 ladies who use umbrellas on at least a basis of when it's hailing. So you are not tourists. That could be a misconception, although, that's just, I guess, a stereotypical Seattle thing. Are there misconceptions in real estate right now that are going on that maybe hold as much water, no pun intended, as the umbrella metaphor?
Oh, I always love being on the show. It's comedy hour.
It is.
There's a ton of misconceptions. And I think now that the housing market has gotten so hot and everybody knows somebody who's bought a house or have been advised to buy a house, we're finding a lot of younger buyers, I think, that are first-time home buyers, which are my favorite to work with because it's so much more fun to give a first-time home buyer keys just because it's their first home. And when they go in, this is where they feel like their life is starting.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a lot of misconceptions in the sense of they're being advised by people who bought back in 2008, 2009, when you'd go in, a house would be listed at $200,000, you'd go in and offer $150,000. The seller would come back at $175,000, and it was just a lot more negotiating. Now, sometimes the best negotiating is offering on a $150,000 house or a $200,000 house, $10,000 or $20,000 over list price, and we're still seeing that people don't want to do that.
To just win. I mean, to just rip the rug out from underneath anybody else who's got the shot at it.
Pretty much. And Mary was talking about multiple offer situations, and that's almost what you have to do because it's all things being equal. You want your offer to win. So what can you do to make it just that little notch above? But people still think they're going to get houses and they're going to walk into 20% equity.
Is there an element of the negotiation tactic? Just bring your highest and best. Because when you start going back and forth and you got 30 other people trying to get the same house, you're not going to trickle your way up very slowly and get to the, which is what people want to think.
They do want to think that. And they still think that they're going to counter their offer. I mean, and even people who are paying all cash, they're like, well, I can offer $50,000 less because I'm paying all cash. Well, ultimately, the seller still typically wants the highest price. I mean, a cash offer does have a little bit more weight, but not when you're off by $50,000.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're up against 10 offers, they're not going to counter you. They're going to take the highest.
Yeah, peace out, homie.
Yeah, so I mean, you just have to come in with your absolute strongest. And it's the job of your agent to find out as much information as they can to see what your strongest offer can be.
Now, you talked a little bit about the people wanting certain houses, which there are more desirable houses than others. What do you find as being one of the biggest drivers of people wanting specific homes? And I know it can be different, but is there anything that really stands out above the rest? I mean, whether it's not wanting to sit in traffic or commute or schools. I mean, is there anything that people are just like, look, these are the top 3, and you're hearing those same top 3 all over the place?
Not having a commute is huge because unfortunately out in this area, we have this Lake Washington in the middle of everything. And so your commute can be horrendous to even get around that.
We just were ranked the 3rd worst traffic in the country.
Were we really?
Yeah,
I believe it.
Behind LA, and I don't remember the other one. But we're 3rd.
But we're 3rd.
Yeah.
Thank you for that knowledge.
Yeah. I think somebody would have Google in a radio station.
Around dinner
There's
every
9
night.
computers in here. Nobody's typing anything to figure out the second city.
We do, around dinner every night, we do what we learned today, and now I have something to share. So thank you.
So traffic
Commute.
Commute's a big one, right?
Commute is a big one. I'd say school districts are huge. There's a lot of people out there that's the most important thing to them. And I mean, you have kids and I have kids, and all of a sudden your life changes. You don't get to live a fun, downtown Seattle, high rise.
Yeah, right.
Walk down to the local
Bar.
wine shop or bar or whatever it is.
Sure.
But so school districts, I think, would be the second. And then actually a house that has upgrades. People don't think they want that, but when it comes down to looking at houses, if for somebody who's going to be moving into the house, and especially first-time homebuyers, they don't want to do work.
Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of people will. There's so much price consciousness out there because people shop at all different places, and you go on your phone and you go to a little mart, your little store, and you're like, oh, this is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. But I can get it on Amazon for $30 less. So thank you for letting me try it on. I'll go buy it over there. With houses, it does seem like the premium. I guess the premium. People are willing to pay a premium for certain things that are, I guess, just not commodities. I mean, there's just premium houses.
Yeah. And location. And it is what we talk to our buyers about all the time. You really can change anything about your house. If it has oak cabinets, it was built in the 90s, it's oak. You see it all over the place, but you can replace those. You cannot move your house.
Right.
So it's location. And it's amazing. You see a difference of $100,000 for the exact same house 2 miles apart. And it really is just location.
School districts and whatever it may be. Lisa Mont-Ros. I just have known you so long, I forget you got married. Lisa Mont-Ros joins us, a lead buyer specialist with Home Helper Consultants. Lisa, we just have about a minute left, but is there, if there was one neighborhood is there a most desired neighborhood that has the shortest commute, the best schools, and all upgraded houses?
No.
No?
But I would say, in Bellevue, there's two neighborhoods that everybody seems to be wanting right now, and that's Anatai and Woodridge. And it is, I think, schools and then also commute. Because both of those, you're right on I-90 and right on 405. So you're right next to everything. So I'd say those are both. But both of those don't have upgraded houses.
Yeah.
I mean, they're old neighborhoods. And it's funny because I live in Woodridge, and it's like, to me, it's the best place in the world. But I watch for estate sales. Because I know those houses are going to probably be coming on the market. Yeah, because I'm looking for umbrellas.
Yeah.
No, because houses just don't turn over in those neighborhoods as much.
Right.
So if you see estate sales, you kind of know that house might be coming on the market. So keep an eye on it.
Oh, okay. Not for the stuff.
Not for the stuff.
Got it.
Not for the dresser from the 50s.
Oh, you are actually working when you look for these estate sales, huh?
I am.
Imagine that. So what's interesting, I think, about those two areas, though, is, it used to be, if I remember, like Medina and Clyde Hill. Has that just gotten so priced out, and now kind of that next level of price point is Anatai and Woodridge? Is that kind of what you see?
I think Clyde Hill, Medina, I mean, you get over in Viewcrest area, people are starting to get priced out. And they're getting beat out by cash buyers who are coming in with, $1 million cash. So I mean, for people who are still financing,
makes it tough.
Yeah.